भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 2, Text 40. This chapter is entitled as Maharaj Nimi Meets the 9 Yogendras. Evam Brataha Swapriya Nama Kirta Jatanurago Drutachitya Uchchahi Hasati Atho Roditi Rauti Gayati Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha. Evam Bratasva Priyanama Kirta. Evam Bratasva Priyanama Kirta. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Hasatathroditi Roti Gayati. Hasatathroditi Roti Gayati. Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha. Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha. Evam Bratasva Priyanama Kirta. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Hasatathoro Ditirauti Gayati. Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha. Evam Bratasva Priyanama Kirta. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Hasatathoro Ditirauti Gayati. Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha.
Evam Bratasva Priyanama Kirta. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Hasatathoro Ditirauti Gayati. Unmadavan Nrittati Lokavaiha. Bratasva Priyanama Kirtaya. Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchchai. Hasatathoro Ditirauti Gayati. Unmadavan
चित्त उच्चै असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्त्या जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति माधवनृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्त्या जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्तया जातानुरागो चित्त उच्चैः सत्तिरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन नित्यति लोकभाया
एवमृतस्व प्रियं नाम कीर्तया जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकभाया
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्त्या जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
Mataji's.
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्त्या जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
Kriti? Okay.
एवं व्रतस्व प्रियनाम कीर्तया जातानुरागो धृतचित्त उच्चैः असत्यथोरोदितिरोति गायति उन्मादवन्नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः
Evam brataha, when one thus engages in the vow of in the vow to chant and dance. Swa, Om, Priya, very dear. Nama, holy name. Kritva, by chanting. I'm sorry, it's Kirta. by chanting.
by chanting.
Jata,
Jata,
in this way develops.
in this way develops
Anuragaha,
anuraga,
attachment.
attachment,
Druta chitta,
druta chitta,
with a melted heart.
with a melted heart.
Uchchai,
Uchchai,
loudly.
loudly,
Hasati,
hasati,
laughs.
laughs.
Atho,
Atho,
also.
also.
Roditi,
Roditi,
cries.
cries.
Roti,
Roti,
becomes agitated.
becomes agitated.
Gayati,
Gayati,
chants.
chants.
Unmadavat,
Unmadavat,
like a madman.
like a madman.
Nrityati,
Nrityati,
dancing.
dancing.
Lokobahya,
Lokabaya,
without caring for outsiders.
without caring for outsiders.
Translation: by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, one comes to the stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he gradually becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly and cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. Please repeat after me. By chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, one comes to the stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord. And he gradually becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly, or cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he is indifferent to public opinion. Evam bratasya priya nama kirta jatanurago drutachitta uchchai hasat tathoro diti roti gayati unmadavan nrityati lokobahya. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Purport by Prabhupada's disciples. In this verse, pure love of Godhead is being described. Srila Sridhar Swami has described the spiritual situation as samprapta prema lakshana bhakti yogasya samsara dharmatitam gatim, or perfectional stage of life in which one's devotional service to the Supreme Lord is enriched by ecstatic love. At that time, one's spiritual duties are entirely beyond the scope of worldly affairs. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, there is a following statement by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dhoirya dhorite nari hoilam unmatto hashi kandi nachi gai joiche modomatto. While chanting the holy name of the Lord in pure ecstasy, I lose myself, and thus I laugh, cry, dance, and sing just like a madman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately approached his spiritual master to ask him why he had apparently become mad by chanting the holy name of Krishna. His guru replied, Krishna Nam Mahamantrer Eito Shabhav Jai Jape Tare Kare Jai Jape Tar Krishne Upojoy Bhav. It is the nature of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that anyone who chants it immediately develops his loving ecstasy for Krishna. In this connection, Srila Prabhupada has commented these symptoms are very prominently manifest in the body of a pure devotee. Sometimes when our students of the Krishna consciousness movement chant and dance, even in India, people are astonished to see how these foreigners have learned to chant and dance in this ecstatic fashion. As explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, actually this is not due to practice, for without extra endeavor, these symptoms become manifest in anyone who sincerely chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it has a very long purport. I won't go to the end, so I'll just discuss up to this much. So this verse is describing what happens when one properly chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When one chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly, without committing offense, this is the outcome. This is what happens. So this has been pointed out. Actually, this chapter in the 11th canto is very, very important. It's a discussion between Maharaj Nimi. Nimi appeared in the Ikshaku dynasty. Maharaj Nimi. He was the king of Videha. And he came across, or very mercifully, the 9 Yogendras. How many of you know about this Nava Yogendras? 9 Yogendras. Who are these 9 Yogendras?
Sons of Lord Rishabh.
Very good. 9 sons of King Rishabdev. Rishabdev was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rishabdev had 100 sons. Of them, the eldest was Maharaj Bharat. Bharat Maharaj he became the king, and he started to rule over the entire planet. And it is after Bharat Maharaj that this planet has become known as Bharatvarsha. Bharatvarsha is not just a small tract of land. Bharatvarsha is actually the entire earth planet. Originally, the name of this planet was Ajanabha Varsha. Then the name changed into Ilabrita Varsha. And then it became Bharat Varsha. Bharat Varsha. After Maharaj Bharat Maharaj. And his other sons became Kshatriyas, but the 9 sons, King Rishabdev's 9 sons became devotees of the Lord. And they became the greatest of the yogis. Who is the greatest yogi? Who is the greatest yogi? Who can stand on his head for 24 hours? Is he the greatest yogi? Who is the greatest yogi? The greatest yogi is Yoginam Opi Sarvesham Madgate Nantaratmanaha Shraddhavan Bhajate Joman. Shraddhavan Bhajate Jomam. Who renders devotional service unto Krishna with Shraddha, he is Same Jukta Tamo Mataha. He is the greatest yogi. So these Nava Yogendras were the greatest yogis because they were the pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of God. Their names are Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabridha, Abhirhotra, Pippalayan, etc. And 9 sons. Great, very great personality. Then there, King Nimi asked them a question. When they instructed him, then King Nimi actually asked him a very nice question at that point. Shri Videha Ubacha. Because he is the king of Videha, he is also identified as King Videha, Shri Videha. King Videha said, I think that you must be direct associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who are the direct associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? These Navajogendras. Who is famous as the enemy of the demon Madhu. Indeed, the pure devotee, indeed, the pure devotees of Lord Vishnu wander throughout the universe not for their personal selfish interest, but to purify all the conditioned souls. The devotees travel throughout the universe simply to purify the conditioned souls. How do they purify them? By giving them instructions about Krishna. Then he asks another question after that. Therefore, O completely sinless ones, I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasury for any man. Half a moment's association. Half a moment's association. There is another verse like that is saying 11th part of a second's association. Which is this verse? Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastrikoy, Labo Matra Sadhu Sange, Sarva Siddhi Hai. And here it has been used, there it has been used the expression laba. Laba is, one laba is 1/11th of a second. But here, there the expression has been used kshanardha. Kshan means a moment. And a half of a moment. So even that much association of a devotee of the Lord, one may become purified of his material contamination. Then he is coming to the verse that we recited today. Okay, I'll go to the previous verse. This is the text 40. I'll go to text 39. An intelligent person who has controlled his mind and conquered fear should give up all attachment to material objects such as wife, family, and nation, and should wander freely without embarrassment, hearing and chanting the holy names of the Lord, the bearer of the chariot wheel. The holy names of Krishna are all auspicious because they describe his transcendental birth and activities, which he performs within this world for the salvation of the conditioned souls. Thus the holy names of the Lord are sung throughout the world. So, those who have become completely attached to Krishna, what is the symptom of that attachment? He loses all interest for anything else. He loses interest for anything else. He leaves them behind and he becomes completely engaged in serving Krishna. That is the pure devotional stage of devotional service. And then what he does? Evang brataha sapriya nama kirta jatanurago drutachitta uchchair hasatithi roti roditi gayati unmadavan rittati lokavaya. That is what happens to him. He becomes like a madman. Now Prabhupada is saying that it is not that it is done by practice. It is not that the devotees practice dancing and then they learn how to dance. Bharatnatyam, Kathak. Like we notice, all of you dance so nicely in the kirtan in the evening. Did you practice it? No. Just spontaneously you are dancing. Hasat Tithi Evam Brata Sapriya Nama Kirta, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one develops these symptoms. He becomes so ecstatic. This is a sign of ecstasy. Like when you become very happy, then don't you start dancing? Like if you get a news that you have become the Prime Minister of India, or somebody who wants to become the Prime Minister of India, when he wins the election, then what happens? Don't you see them? They start dancing. Congress party won. No, here BJP won, not Congress. Then BJP followers, what do? They go out dancing, singing, Jai BJP, Jai BJP. That means when one becomes very joyful, he begins to dance. He begins to loudly speak what he achieved. Gayati. But with love for Krishna, what happens? Roti, roditi, he cries. He cries. And roti, he becomes agitated. And then he cries, roditi, roti, hasati, he laughs. So these are the madness. When one becomes mad, one behaves like that. So when one develops Krishna Prem, then he becomes like a mad person. That's a different type of madness. One kind of madness is insanity. Insanity. Insanity, sane means stability of the mind. When the mind functions properly, that is called sanity. And when the mind doesn't function properly, like a madman, does a madman's mind function properly? Does his intelligence function properly? No. His mentality becomes uncontrolled. And that is called insanity. But when one falls in love with Krishna, then what happens? Then he becomes ecstatic. Now, insanity and ecstasy are quite similar to, apparently quite similar. But they are opposite. Looks like same, but they are opposite. Okay, let us put it this way. Sanity, right? This level is sanity. Below the level of sanity is insanity. And beyond the level of sanity is ecstasy. Transcendental ecstasy. Now, if this is the normal, these two below and above will look alike. Just like sunrise and sunset. Don't they look alike? Huh? Sometimes you slept through the whole day and you woke up in the evening and you look at this, you see the sun setting, but because you have been sleeping, you think that you woke up in the morning and you think it's sunrise. Doesn't it happen sometimes? It happens to the people, those who get drunk. So the point is, sunrise and sunset, don't they look alike? But they are diametrically opposed. Similarly, insanity and ecstasy they appear to be alike. Because in both the conditions, they are not behaving like a normal person. They are abnormal. One is below normal and the other is above normal. So that is the symptom of spiritual ecstasy. That is what happens. Are you ready to become mad? Yeah? Okay, so pray to Krishna and he will make you mad. He will make you ecstatic. But he won't allow you to do that because you have to preach. Because when you start behaving like that, you won't be able to preach. That's why devotees don't want that. Devotees want to maintain their sanity. They have to go and convince people. So, that is how Krishna consciousness brings such ecstasy, which causes the heart to become inundated with joy. What actually happens? Heart becomes ecstatic. Heart becomes full of joy. And then, Evang Brata Sapriya Nama Kirtan. Jatanu Rago Drutachitta Uchair Hashattithi Roti Roditi Hashattithi Roditi Roti Gayati Unmadavan Riktati Lokamaya. So you learned something today? So, are you going to chant the holy name very nicely, very sincerely? And then you know what's going to happen if you chant the holy name properly? That's what will happen. Do you want that to happen to you? So if you want that to happen to you, then please chant the holy name very, very attentively. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any question? Yeah.
Text 39 you mentioned, intelligent person will give up everything and he will wander without any embarrassment.
Yeah, that is because he doesn't have any external consciousness. He doesn't have any feeling of shame. Like he doesn't care whether he has any clothes on or not. He doesn't care what he looks like. So that is the free from it. Wow, quite a few questions already from the internet. Okay, Pavan Vajaj, Gurgaon. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. According to Bhagavad Gita 2.14, appearance of happiness and distress arise from sense perception. Spirit soul is Satchidananda. Spirit soul is always blissful. But when a devotee feels pain in separation from Krishna, Guru, other devotees or Dham, it is spiritual. Then why one feel pain in separation when spirit soul is Satchidananda? Okay, so Pavan's question is, why does one, even in spiritual activity, when one a devotee is engaged in spiritual activity, due to a separation from the Lord and his devotees, he feels separation, feeling of separation which is painful. Well, that pain is not material pain. That pain is also ecstasy. When a devotee cries out, "Oh Krishna, where are you? Where are you?" he is not feeling pain. Where is he feeling pain? Is his head paining? Is his hand paining? Is his stomach paining? So what is actually happening? His heart, his soul is feeling the separation. So that feeling of separation of the soul is also ecstasy. So just as in material nature there is no pleasure, in spiritual nature there is no pain. Although in the material nature sometimes we feel that we are having some fun, some pleasure. But is it actual pleasure? No. Similarly in the spiritual platform, although it seems that there is pain, but there is no pain. Is it clear, Pavan? Archana, Mumbai, Chopati. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. My question is, what if a person who wants to become a devotee show that they are rendering service but have ulterior motives, then how can that be considered service? What is the result of such services for that devotee where their motivation is to please Krishna but also have ulterior motives? Very good question, Archana. You see, devotional service, even if it is rendered without some motivation, with some ulterior motive, still then one will get the benefit. Because Krishna is extremely grateful. For example, do you remember the incidents of the thieves who came to steal Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ornaments? They came to steal, but what did they get? They also became devotees of Krishna. Because they carried Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on their shoulder, they got the benefit. Although they were carrying him with an intention to steal his ornaments, but because they carried him, they got the Sukriti. Just like Putana came to kill Krishna, but because she offered her milk, offered her breast to Krishna, Krishna gave her the position of mother. So that is how wonderful Krishna is. Another way to look at it is, as Krishna is saying, Chaturvidha bhajante mam, jana sukritina arjuna, artha jiggasur artharthi, gyanicha bharata sama. Some may come, artha, being in distress. Krishna, रक्षा करो रक्षा करो. कृष्णा तो रक्षा करते हैं, बल्कि रक्षा करने के बाद क्या होता है, उसका मन में भक्ति आ जाता है. He thinks, oh, Krishna saved me so wonderfully. Although he approached Krishna with a, or he said, Krishna थोड़ा एक लॉटरी दे दो, अर्थार्थी, रुपया दो कुछ. रुपया मिलता है, बल्कि मिलने के बाद क्या होता है, मिलने के बाद कृष्ण के प्रति आसक्ति बढ़ जाता है. So in this way, even though one is rendering service with some ulterior motive, he will derive the benefit. That is how wonderful devotional service to Krishna is. Okay, another question from Pavan Bajaj, Gurgaon. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. How can one get relief from pain in separation? How can one get relief from pain of separation? By becoming united. And what happens? After the separation, when union happens, then the union becomes 100 times more relishable. In English also it says, Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Distance or separation increases our attachment or love. So the pain of separation may be there, but then when there is union, then that union becomes so much more joyful. Jayesh Das, Kolkata, Dandavat Pranam Guru Maharaj, is directly serving Krishna in mode of goodness and serving Krishna in the mode of passion according to our own propensity the same. One way to look at it is spiritual life is transcendental. Spiritual activity or devotional service is transcendental. So directly serving Krishna in the mode of goodness and serving Krishna in the mode of passion, if the service is without any ulterior motive, then this passion is spiritual. Like consideration, Arjuna is fighting the battle. Prabhupada is saying that can one fight without getting angry? So we can see Arjuna must have been so angry. So apparently this is passion. But because he is serving Krishna and he is feeling the passion for the sake of Krishna, it is transcendental. Ankush Sharma, Punjab. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my question is that in spiritual world, is there 84 crore types of bodies like material world? Whatever is there in the material world is there in the spiritual world. So if there are 8,400,000 species of life in the material world, we have to understand that in the spiritual world also, there are 8,400,000 species of life plus more. Because spiritual life has more than material. This is a long question from Ankit Vora from United States. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Dandavat Pranam. There is a famous atheist, Stephen Law, who preaches that because there are so many good things in the universe and because of so much order and systematic arrangement, there exists a good God. But because there is so much suffering like infant death, communal violence, there must exist bad God. Now because good God and bad God cannot exist simultaneously, so God cannot exist, and because God cannot exist, we are a part of evolution. Can we take this way of hypothesis to defeat him that Hanumans can be a part of evolution, defeat him that Hanumans can be a part of evolution from simple cellular life form to monkey and then from monkey to human? But because evolution cannot explain degradation of human to lower life form, as evolution is random in nature, so evolution cannot exist. Is this a correct argument? Okay, Ankit, like it is a good argument, but the question is whether he will accept it. Just as we don't accept his argument, he may not accept your argument. Because this kind of arguments or logical presentations are not the way to deal with the truth. Can a blind man who doesn't have the ability to see, with all kinds of argument, establish the existence of sun or non-existence of the sun? A blind man cannot see. Like no matter how much he speculates, will he ever be able to see the sun? Can one see the sun by arguments and logic? Or in order to see the sun, one needs the eyes. So similarly, these blind people, with all their logics and arguments, whether they can prove God's existence or not, is not going to come to the right conclusion ever. The last part of Ankit's question is, Guru Maharaj, West is full of atheists, agnostics, impersonalists, Sunnavadi, evolutionists, Mayavadis, etc., etc. It is really difficult to deal with them. How should we maintain ourselves without getting entrapped in their senseless philosophy while dealing with them? The answer is, don't deal with them. If they are impossible, if they are incorrigible, if they are not going to listen, why waste your time? And you are saying West is difficult, then just consider what Prabhupada did alone. He made thousands, hundreds of thousands of devotees all over the West. How did Prabhupada do that? So just follow Prabhupada's footsteps. You become convinced about Krishna consciousness, and with that conviction you speak to others, and they will be, if their heart is sincere, they will be affected. So Jayesh again from Calcutta. Dandavat Pranam Guru Maharaj. Severe austerity is not conducive for devotional service as it inflates our false ego. So my question is, what is the prescribed standard of austerity for an ISKCON devotee? Is it only the 4 regulative principles? Yes. These 4 regulative principles is the standard of austerity in Krishna consciousness. If you just do that, that will be enough. And make sure you are doing it for Krishna. Nitin from Bhopal base. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Guru Maharaj, we all Bhopal base students want to thank you for your valuable association yesterday. Thank you very much for everything you did for all of us. Your advent has made our base transcendental. Thank you for your causeless mercy. Guru Maharaj, my question is, how to please and serve Guru and Krishna in the best possible way? Yeah. So, first of all, Nitin, I also thoroughly enjoyed my visit to the base yesterday. I was so happy to meet you all and spend the time, and I'm confident that this visit brought us closer together. Previously, I have seen you all in Ujjain, and now I saw you at your home base. So that did make a big difference. Thank you. And how to please Guru and Krishna the best possible way? The best possible way to please Guru and Krishna is by following their instructions. Because their instructions are simply to bring you close to Krishna. So Gurudev, what does Gurudev want? His only desire is that you become a good devotee. So when you become a very good devotee, when you listen to Krishna's instructions, when you lead your life according to Srila Prabhupada's instructions, then he becomes happy, because then he knows that you are on the path of becoming a pure devotee, and then he knows that when you become a pure devotee, he'll be saved by you.